Good morning, Foxtrot. It is Monday, October 9th, 2023, and I am here to give an update. I was going to upload last night's Discord stage. We're a Discord community, and we have the access to a stage. I was up on the stage with my CSRs. I was explaining what's going on with Green Garden, and I was also taping the entire thing, but didn't realize that when I clicked out of Discord that it shut off my ability to see the stream, and so the recording didn't show any of the images. So what we're going to do today is try to condense the 45-minute meeting down into like 15-20 minutes, and hopefully we can get all that information across to you. I'm going to go ahead and read the statement I have, and this statement is going to go on our website, and you guys are going to have to try to help me when you have questions so we can all understand what's going on, okay? The Green Garden has a color theory problem when it comes to plants that carry more than one color. You can see these two pumpkins here have 3 colors each, and they don't look alike. Initially, we thought having flowers with multiple color designs labeled like red, red, blue might be confusing. So like the pumpkin, this pumpkin has 3 slots that'll always pick a color. And red, and if 2 are red and 1 is blue, you aren't going to see red. Seeing red, red, blue, I thought might be confusing. You're like, why is it 2 reds? And so I squashed that data down so it would not say red, red, blue, but just red, blue. There's Lars. Everybody missed him last night. There he is. Hi, buddy. I did this at the start of Green Garden over a year ago for simplicity, and my scripter was right. We've outgrown that simplicity. It's not that simple anymore. Oh, I made you mad. We're talking about the garden. You want to help? Okay. And also my scripter made a really good statement that accuracy is better than squashing data. So what we were doing is if it was a double blue, we were squashing it into a single blue, just for your eyes. As an example, we had a customer with a red, green, green pumpkin and another pumpkin that was green, red. And in the rules we set up, we didn't allow customers to see 2 greens, so we squashed it together, and they were both green, red. However, their hover text was similar. I mean, their hover text was the same. They were green reds, but they didn't look similar because the 2 green greens were not the same as the green red setup on the pumpkins. So they didn't look identical, even though their color thing said they were supposed to be identical, because one was only green red and the other was red green times 2. So one was more dominantly green, but the customer couldn't see that. You guys couldn't see that at all. We tried to keep things simple for everyone, and the truth is that obfuscated data. We tried to keep it simple, but then you weren't being given the entire data set. And that's wrong. I should never have done it, but I didn't anticipate this happening. And I want to say that I didn't do this maliciously, and now I'm trying to fix it. We're trying to unwind it a little bit because we don't want to put out misleading info. Overall, my scripter and I believe that what you see with your eyes on the hover text, like above, that needs to match what the plant shows. Your eyes need to reflect what you're seeing. And my CSR Silence said we're going to call it the what you see is what you get sort of thing. So going forward, we are going to remove the merging of data when it comes to color. We're going to show the colors in order, just like this. Pink, green, red, red, green, pink, just like this. This would be for all plants going forward. We can't do anything about plants prior. So remember, Green Garden was very ambitious when we started. And now we have 81 plants total. We're as of the compost update that comes next, the next compost update will start a change here at the plant level to show all the accurate data. And we will also have to put out a seed update. Older seeds we're not going to replace. They're fine. They'll still work. You'll still put babies in them. Their information just may not look right. But the minute you res them up, they should have the correct color data on the plants themselves. So don't worry. If you have seeds that are old that may have incorrect color data, the baby that comes out of that seed will have correct color data. And that may be a whole ball of worms too, with people going, look, I thought it was a green blue, but now it's like weird looking. That's something we're going to work on. And that's a customer service thing on our side. We'll call that penance for an oversight. That's going to be our due diligence to help you guys through this transition. So we'll have new seeds. I'm going to change the color of those seeds probably to yellow. So you'll know an old seed is green, an old empty seed is green, a new empty seed is yellow, but at the end of the day, blue seed is a boy, pink seed is a girl. They already have babies in them. I can't do anything about the ones with babies in them. That's what we're going to do. But if you look at these two pumpkins that are like right here, one of them is a pink, green, red, and one of them is a red, green, pink. You notice they both have a green trait that's on the wing, but you notice they both have a red trait, but the red traits are in different spots. The red trait on the pumpkin to the right is on the body of the pumpkin, and the red trait to the pumpkin on the left is on the ear. The third color isn't necessarily always the ear, but the confusion is coming when people and customers, and even myself, when we look at these pumpkins, my directions are terrible. When we look at these pumpkins, we're seeing faces. These feel more like pets than they do plants. And so people are like, well, how do I know what color my wing trait is? Well, the wing isn't a trait. The colors are a trait, and they just apply randomly to that pet. So we're going to do better about giving you exactly what colors are on that pet. But with things like this, we aren't going to be able to get specific about, pumpkin bat, coat, red, ears, pink, wing, green. We're not going to do that. We're not going to go get that specific because it wasn't meant to be that specific, not for this. Because the other plants don't handle that. They just handle faces of color. And so that's part of another issue, is understanding how those colors activate and look on your plants. And I'm going to do better in the future of explaining that and kind of bringing that forward to you guys and letting you guys see that data once we get these fixes in. Okay, I hope that helps. The next thing I want to talk about real quick is Alpaca. Alpaca are going to get an update pretty soon. You'll know that our Turtle Tots got an update. They got version numbers. They're crawling around a lot better. We did some animation fixes. You'll notice that our equines got an update with version numbers, so you can tell if you have an old horse you've bought from someone and you need to update it to your herd. That's all done. Alpaca should have been easy to do the same thing, but my scripter illustrated this great. Equines were based on alpaca. Turtles were based on equines. Turtles are nothing like alpaca. And so as we go back, we're having to make fixes. We've discovered that with the alpaca fix, we hit an error. I hit an error wall. A few of my test alpacas updated, and a few couldn't. And so when we looked at that, we realized there was so much data in the alpaca that it wasn't happy. And so after a discussion, we made the agreement that when we do the next alpaca update, and I don't know when that'll be, and I also want to say I don't know when the Green Garden compost bin is going to be. When we do the alpaca update, the alpacas that would error, that includes the ones of mine that errored, and any of yours that might error, what's going to happen is we're going to push past the error by removing some of the data it's looking at. We're going to get rid of how old it is and what its birth status is, so it's not going to read those. If it can't figure out the alpaca, it's going to skip those two traits. It's going to do them if it can. If it can't, it'll skip them, and it'll make them age 5 ready to breed. Because we don't want to punish you for having an alpaca that won't update, so I'm not going to do that. So we're going to get rid of some traits. to allow the whole pet to update. And if your pet was, say, 70 days old and it leaves and it comes back and it's H5 ready to breed, you'll know that that one had some data problems. But after the update, everybody will be fine. Everybody will be fine. And I would rather err in the side of the customer by giving you a little bit of rejuve, a little bit of passion, back to H5, ready to breed, than err on it's broken, we can't fix it, and walk away from it. I don't want to walk away from it. Alpaca was super ambitious for us. Alpaca is the reason we have turtle tots. And turtle tots are super popular. And I don't want to abandon the alpaca because I love them. I'm still hoping to one day release a llama. A llama with like a long neck. I'm excited. So that's coming. Those two things are coming, the Green Garden update and the alpaca update. The next thing I want to talk about, we're going to go back to Green Garden for a second. We've had all this weird, like, updatey news. Let's have some good news. Good news. We are going to be releasing an expansion kit to the Green Garden after the update. And it's a jack-o'-lantern kit, and it is so amazing. And the jack-o'-lanterns, when they are birthed, are cut out, and they flicker on the inside like there's a candle in there. So they're wonderful pieces of decor when you're done breeding. You want to decorate your porch with them. There are 6 different jack-o'-lanterns to find. Let me pull up my sheet. I'll give you the names of all of them because I'm going to be cool like that. The first one you're going to get is the Joyful Pumpkin. Pumpkin Joyful. It's got a little happy face. I'm sorry I don't have examples to show you right now. They're on the other platform getting fixed. And the Joyful Pumpkin will create 2 more pumpkins, the Happy Pumpkin and the Cyclops Pumpkin. The Happy Pumpkin will create a Giddy Pumpkin. Now the Cyclops will create a Spooky Pumpkin, and the Spooky Pumpkin will create a Smirky Pumpkin. So there's like a 2 chain down. Joyful makes 2, and everybody else makes 1. No, 1, 1, and then 1 more down. So there are 6 jack-o'-lanterns to collect out of that series, and they come in 9 colors, green through orange. So, and I know it's rough with orange being the last color, but orange is a color I completely forgot 2 years ago around Halloween, right after Green Garden released. I had to go through like the 16 flowers we had at the time, and do orange coats for all of them and add orange into the system at the end. Our breeding is very specific. It's a little nuts, but I wanted to make sure you guys had orange so that when we did pumpkins, that eventually people could get orange pumpkins. And I wanted those to be the most sought after. You know what I mean? You want that orange pumpkin. Oh, you got an orange pumpkin. I need the orange one. So that's what's going on with Foxtrot right now. Really not a lot of other news. This is the main thing we're working on right now. Green Garden is up in priority because this color thing is an oversight. This has to get fixed. And we're prioritizing this and the jack-o'-lantern kit and Discovery for December over everything else. After this is Alpaca. And then once Alpaca are fixed, and by the way, that Alpaca fix is for USG and Second Life, for Utopia Sky Grid and Second Life. That's both grids. We've got to get that fixed. Utopia Sky Grid is an open simulator grid we are part of. We brought them Foxtrot pets. If you'd like more information about Open Simulator and how you can join, we have non-data-based pets over there that are free to breed. They don't have like ID numbers like this. Okay? They don't have, you can't click them and get stats. They don't have trait things. Their alpacas do. You have to pay to breed alpaca over there. Same prices over in Second Life. Land is just cheaper in USG. Space is not at a premium. It's just cheaper for us to be over there. I like bringing their customers something fun to do, and I hope to have more about that in the future. But this is something we have to fix. This is something I'm personally feeling responsible for. Alpaca too. So we're gonna get all that taken care of. And I know this video is like 15 minutes long. It's so long. It's the one of the longest. But we're gonna get it done, and you guys deserve honesty. You deserve clarity. And you deserve to know what's going on with your products. And I'm happy that Foxtrot can be here for you guys. Remember, we run as a fiduciary. I put the customer first, I put my staff members second, and then I really want for nothing at that point. I'm great. So just bear with us. Let's keep it all together. If you have questions, please send me an IM or a note card and I will get you taken care of. I want to thank you so much, guys. Have a great day and be kind to each other.